It is official. It is official. There is no denying it anymore. This team is legit. This team is legit. I thought for the last few weeks, especially with that game against the Rams, where, the Colts, we were toe-to-toe with them. We had the lead, and if it weren't for A.D. Mitchell, we win that game. Blowing out the Raiders, kind of in a close game with the Cardinals. Again, you were kind of undermanned on defense, so I kind of give that a pass. I thought, okay, if we're at least competitive with the Chargers, there were going to be some questions, sure. There are some things, that could be tidied up. And even if we lost or won close, there'd still be some questions. And we'll just have to see the rest of the season. The Colts blew the doors off them today. The Colts blew the doors off the Chargers. Whatever doubts are still with this team should be gone. This is the best Colts team that I have seen in a long time. Or at the very least, since I became a fan, which was around 2017, 2018. Ever. Probably ever. I have never seen a Colts team this good. The last time you can say a Colts team 6-1 or better, either 6-1 or 7-0, you have to go back to 2009. I was 4 years old. I was just shy of turning 5. That's how long ago we're talking about here. 6-1 for the first time since 2009. No one saw this coming. No one saw this coming. I didn't see this coming. I thought the Colts would have 6 in the other column. That we'd be 1-6 or 0-7. I expected nothing out of this Colts team this season. But just the way they have been winning games, it's impressed me. Number 1 scoring offense. Coming in, it was 32.3 points per game. It was 32 points and change per game. This is a historic start for the Colts. I was doing some research earlier this week. I think it was on Thursday. And I was on the stat head. And I was looking to see at any point in NFL history where a team started 6-1 or better, or 5-1 or better, because this was on Thursday. This was before today. So starting 5-1 or better, had scored at least 32 points per game. And I think just for good measure, just throwing in if the team punted the ball 10 times or fewer. Those were the criterion that I was looking for. When you watch Jaguar Gator 9's historically bad series or historically good series. It just depends on the team. That's kind of what I was going for here. So I looked to see which teams alongside this year's Colts met those criterion. No other team has done it. In the over 100-year history of the National Football League, no other team, unless if I'm doing it wrong, you can shout me out. But no other team has started 5-1 or better, has scored at least 32 points per game, and has punted 10 times or fewer during the season up to that point. Besides the Colts. This Indianapolis Colts team isn't just good. They are historically good. Historically good. This Colts team is in a league of their own. It's incredible to watch. It's just incredible to watch. But enough talking about, rambling about good start and all that. Let's actually talk about the game. We'll start with the offense. Daniel Jones, efficient as always. Kind of like a game manager. That's kind of what I was expecting out of him during the year. Not really sure if he's a franchise guy yet. Jury's kind of still out on him. The receivers, were pretty good. Pittman with a score. Trying to think of any other receiver. Warren. Warren got a touchdown. I just keep thinking, how was Warren the second tight end off the board? That's why I always thank my lucky stars for Ryan Poles. Just making Colston Loveland the first tight end off the board in this year's draft for no reason. So good. But I'm not going to complain, though. I'm not complaining. We're the one who's probably going to be Offensive Rookie of the Year by the end of the year. It's either that or Egbuka for Tampa. It's one of those two. But I'm putting my bets on Warren. He's been a heck of a player. So, offensive line held up. We're pretty good. Not a lot of careless penalties and that kind of stuff. But Jonathan Taylor. He's an MVP candidate right now. He's an MVP candidate. And I know that's crazy to say, especially since there hasn't been a non-QB NFL MVP since 2012 with Adrian Peterson as a member of the Minnesota Vikings. But there is a legitimate conversation, a legitimate possibility that Jonathan Taylor is an NFL MVP. No other running back is even in the same zip code as what Jonathan Taylor is doing right now. And there are a lot of great guys. There's Saquon Barkley, who hasn't really played the best football as of late. Derrick Henry, who it seems like Father Time is catching up to him. Because, as always, Father Time is undefeated. You have Devon Achane, who's just way too good. Just way too good of a running back. On a garbage, just awful Dolphins team. You have Kyron Williams. You have a lot of good running backs in football right now. Judkins seems to be coming around for the Cleveland Browns. He seems to be coming around. He seems to be coming into his own. You have a lot of great running backs. Name me one other running back who is just as good, if not better, than Jonathan Taylor right now. I don't know if you can. I really don't know if you can name me another running back as good as Jonathan Taylor. Because he was electric today. Hat trick. Scored 3 touchdowns today. Has 10 on the year. This guy's playing the best football of his career. And I know that sounds crazy, especially since 2021 exists. But this player, this Jonathan Taylor, this is what's making the Colts hum right now. Or at least the Colts offense. Because I know JT can't play both sides like Travis Hunter can. This is what's making this Colts team really, really good right now. Especially that offense. But I did mention that JT can't play both sides. Because now we need to talk about the defense. We need to talk about this defense. Obviously, the pass rush was incredible today, which, kind of seems like cheating since, the Chargers O-line is basically down to spare parts at this point. They were down Joe Alt. They were down Trey Pipkins. We're already down Rashawn Slater for the whole year. Like, they were very undermanned on that LA O-line. And the Colts feasted today. They feasted today. Got 3 sacks. They got that big, thick pick by Grover Stewart. That was incredible. Like, I was laughing, beaming ear to ear, just seeing the whole Colts bench just empty out. Like, it was just a parade of Colts just running toward the end zone. It was so surreal. It was so surreal. Like, it looked like something straight up like a zombie apocalypse movie. Or like something out of The Walking Dead. Like, you see all these Colts. They're just rushing the end zone. I just laugh every single time I see it. It was amazing. The tackling today, there were some problems, but I think we tidied them up pretty well. But the secondary. Oh man, that secondary is undermanned, and it shows. I know we had Kenny Moore back today. We had Kenny Moore back, which was a boost to this secondary. I'm not denying that. I'm a little concerned about this secondary right now. You gave up over 300 yards to Jacoby Brissett. Against Jacoby Brissett. Nearly 400 yards today for Justin Herbert. This team needs Travarius Ward. Or Mooney Ward, whichever name you want to choose. They need him back. They need him back. Because this Colts secondary is starting to worry me a little bit. You can't expect to give up at least 300 yards passing in back-to-back games and expect to win. You just can't do that. Now, obviously, the Colts offense is really, really good, so it's not like it's too much of a problem. It's not like a Cincinnati Bengals situation where you have a phenomenal offense, but the defense, especially the secondary, can't stop a nosebleed. At least our defenders, they can get to the quarterback. Like, you have, like, DeForest Buckner, you have D-Buck, you have Stewart, you had Ebukam before he went down. You had guys who were getting to the quarterback. That's not the issue. It's the fact that we're giving up so many yards through the air that it's making games a little bit more competitive. That's my concern. That's the biggest thing I think about with this Colt defense. Secondary is a little bit of a concern. But that's just where I stand on that. So special teams, not really much to say. Good returns today. Badgley, pretty good with his kicks outside the one missed extra point. Didn't really matter much in the end. But yeah, that's pretty much all I had with the actual game itself. But the broadcasting, though. The game being on CBS, it was such a massive breath of fresh air. What a breath of fresh air. Watching Red Zone this afternoon, yeah, it was kind of alternating between the CBS games. Obviously, CBS didn't have the doubleheader that belonged to Fox this week. So, Nance Romo was going to be in the 1 o'clock slate, no matter what. And sure enough, they were on the Chiefs-Raiders in that shutout. And then it was Spiro Adam on Browns-Dolphins, and then Catalan McCory Davis on what was that one? It was the Patriots-Titans game. So that left either Eagle Watt, which is what we end up getting, or Harlan Green. Even if it was only Spiro Adam, even if it was those two on the game, I would so take that over whatever Fox is putting out right now. As soon as I heard the voice of Ein Eagle, I was so excited. I was so happy. Not just because, it was Ian's first Colts game since, I believe, week 11 of 2022, where the Colts, had the lead, but then they lost it in the final minute against the eventual NFC champion Philadelphia Eagles. Yeah, that was truly just the beginning of the end for the Colts. That started the long losing streak to end the season. But besides that, the other reason is because I heard so much praise about J.J. Watt, but I hadn't really had a chance to hear him, be a color commentator. I heard some good things about him. Like, I was concerned about how good he was going to do, especially when it came to Steelers games, being biased for the Steelers and T.J. Watt and all that. Watt was phenomenal today. Watt was phenomenal. He was able to break down plays and analyze the game in such a unique way. Like, he was able to break down stuff that the average football fan wouldn't even think about. And it was just incredible to see. And man, is he fun to watch, or fun to listen to. Well, not watch, because he's retired at this point. He retired back in 2022. But man, he's fun to listen to. Like, there was a moment, the Chargers were driving. They were in the red zone. Herbert throws. It was picked off by Nick Cross in the end zone. Touchback. And there was the exclamation that he made. He's like, "Oh no!" Before, Ian Eagle made his famous intercepted thing. I can't do it as good as he is. It's like that deep intercepted thing. I can't do it. He's so good at his craft. Eagle's so good at his craft. It's amazing. But that moment happened. I just had to rewind that. Like 2 times. I had to rewind that twice. Because it was just so fun to hear. Watt was so much fun to listen to. And I don't even need to say anything about Ian Eagle. He's the constant professional. He's been doing this for a long time. He was incredible. He's always been incredible. But today he was a special incredible, if you will. This is why I love CBS. This is why I love CBS. The crews on CBS, it is so stacked that I love them all. All 5 crews. Not counting the, games that have like 6 or 7 crews when there are certain crews that work certain games. Discounting those. The big 5 of Nance Romo, Eagle Watt, Harlan Green, Catalan, McCourty Davis, and Spiro and Archuleta. Out of those 5, I love them all. I love all of them. That's how good CBS is. I've said privately for a long time, CBS is the gold standard when it comes to NFL broadcasting. They're the gold standard right now. And I stand by that. It's just been incredible. It's just been incredible to, get some of the higher ranked NFL crews and not this bottom of the barrel garbage like the past few seasons. Like, it is so refreshing to hear like a Jim Nance or an Ian Eagle or a Kevin Harlan. Not to throw any shade on Catalan or Spiro. They're incredible. I love those guys. But it's at least something new. It's something new to listen to each week. And playing the Titans next week at home, back in Indianapolis. We're probably going to get a crew like... we're probably going to get like a Spiro and Adam Archuleta next week. Because looking at the schedule, obviously at 4:25, it's Cowboys-Broncos. That's going to get Nance Romo. That's obvious. And then Ravens play next week. That's going to get Eagle and Watt because they're the perennial AFC North crew for the most part. I think the Dolphins are going to play next week. That probably gets... the Bengals and the Jets. That's probably going to get Harlan and Green. So then that just leaves Catalan and Spiro left. I'm fine with either one. Honestly, I'm fine with either one. They're both really, really good. I like them a lot. But I'm just so happy that the Colts are a good football team now. So we're not at the bottom of the depth chart anymore. I'm so happy. Since week 1, since the week started, these are the crews that we got. These were the crews that we got. We got week 1 against the Dolphins. We had Catalan, McCourty, Davis. Week 2, Broncos. Kevin Harlan, Trent Green. Titans, week 3. It was more trying to think. Oh yeah, you had Tom McCarthy and Ross Tucker. I don't know why that game was like number 6, but whatever. I'll just throw that one and just whatever. It's probably gonna be a one-time thing. Then week 4, this is where Fox starts to come in. The 3 straight Fox games. We had Kevin Kugler twice. Kevin Kugler and Daryl Johnston for the Rams and the Cardinals. Then week 5 was, I think we had Chris Myers that game, who has been awful this season. Like, Chris Myers he's lost several steps over the last few seasons, especially now. But I didn't actually listen to the Fox broadcast because I was out on the water, out on the lake with my parents. So I was at home out on the water with my parents. So we ended up listening to the Colts broadcast. So that one doesn't really count. And then this week with Eagle and Watt. That, besides Chris Myers, that is probably one of the better slate of crews the Colts have gotten. It's been so much better than what we've got over the last 2 or 3 years, at least. These crews have been phenomenal, especially for CBS. And I hope that the Colts stay good and are good for years to come. Because I want nothing more than to have more Jim Nantz, more Ian Eagle, more Kevin Harlan, more Mike Tirico whenever we play on Sunday night, more Joe Buck when we play on Monday night, which what we will in Week 16 against San Francisco, assuming that game doesn't get flexed out. I'm excited for the future. I really am. The Colts, they're legit. And these announcing crews, especially on CBS, they have my heart right now. It's just been incredible to watch. It's been incredible to watch. And I just cannot wait to see what the Colts can do from here on out.